Hello, everybody. Someone in the chat already. 12 o'clock on this Friday, May the 19th. If I remember properly, a lover of history like me, today it's the birthday of John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Let's go check this because there's a lot of things that happening today. I have to catch my flight, or maybe I'm in my flight. Who knows? Who knows what is happening in this world of deceive and everything. And apparently, Google is prizing and celebrate the poutine, la poutine du Québec, mesdames et messieurs. And yes, today, because we're going to talk about customer feedback, we might do it bilingual, the Montreal way, bilingual, French and English, because I'm not a translator. I speak 3.5 language and know a couple of things in other 5 languages. But the comment, I will read them in the language of the customer or the subscriber. Even sometimes maybe in Spanish, because I receive a couple in Spanish as well. So we'll see where we go. It's going to be a really quick Friday live streaming today because I'm busy going there. And now let me see something about Mr. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, if I'm right. Indeed, I'm not right. Okay, so that's the confusion. My godfather, Mr. Jean Joly, was born on May 19. It's also the birthday of a great friend of mine that I don't see anymore. But and I was mistaken because actually John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born on May 19. Again, the right to make mistake. May 29, 1917, in Brooklyn, Massachusetts. Okay, so I made a mistake right off the bat, which is actually very funny, and because we are going to have this first FUS for fuck it up Scrum. How did you fuck Scrum? Did you have sprint fail and what have you? And we are technically sold out. I said technically sold out because for those of you like me who also work in the event industry or the event planning, you know that when people subscribe, especially when it's a free type of thing, what happened? What happened is you always have to cut your expectation by at least 50 to 40%. So right now there's 33 people registered, which about 20 people with a free bring your own beer, bring your own wine tickets, because the Crew Collective, it is not a brewery, and this is for members and everything. So the crew team is providing a base of wine and beer and popcorn and some goodies. You might have some great surprise there, by the way, for this 3 hours first open retrospective we call the Fuck It Up Scrum evening. You have all the details in the link in the description of those videos, especially for the YouTube subscriber and the Rumble subscriber. And speaking of Rumble, I'm doing a test right now to apparently streaming live, but apparently it's not working. And it is crucial, and please, wherever you're watching this right now today, it is crucial that you go into this streaming, and the description below you have the link. It's crucial that you subscribe to my Rumble channel, because the future, it's all with this decentralized stuff, decentralized finance, decentralized social network, open source social network, no algorithm, organic stuff with a human interaction first. Exactly what was the Agile uncover new ways. It's uncover new ways of producing, delivering stuff and everything. So I said I'm technically sold out because we had a maximum of 30 people. Now it's 33 people cast in. I'm expecting that maybe we'll show up 15 to 20 people, and we're ready to welcome you with great stuff. Even for those who don't drink alcohol, if you take the Scrum Beer Prime for $10, we give you your first two beer or two glass of wine. But if you don't drink alcohol for some reason, we respect that. Then you'll be able to have also some international soft drink because I have a pusher here in Montreal downtown who have even mango Pepsi. Yes, 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 you hear me. I don't have the cans with me because I'm in a hurry to get my flight for Miami Bitcoin conference. But the thing is, guys, gentlemen, ladies, I got a couple of very bizarre soft drink. Even like I saw Dr. Pepper with float vanilla ice cream, stuff like this. So, anyways, because for me, when I was a little kid, summer, because we're approaching summer with next week, I hope. It was always the time for having these kind of strawberry soft drink, cream soda, and stuff. But now I found this Korean, Japanese type of things with import. So I found for you some Pepsi drinker with mango, um, anything like we have like cherry Seven Up. We have Dr Pepper with piment, uh, what have you. So you'll be able to drink something else on the house, but it's a kind of a potluck. It's a kind of a collaboration. So I will really expect that people you'll give some tips for my volunteer crew of Shun and Anna, and also the people of the crew who do it voluntarily. Also, at some point, it's a sponsor because they give us the space for almost free, but we are guests in the member private area. So please, just as a good team member, as a good Scrum team member, contribute. And please show up if you had subscribed because now we're going to open the will call for the next couple of days before the event. That I remind you, it's next Thursday, May the 25th at the Crew Collective. Again, you go in the description of YouTube and Rumble video, or you Google us, Scrum Beer Montreal, and you find out our first page is there on Google and DocDot. So that being said, today it's a very special day. I know at some point I announced in French that we're going. Oh, speaking of French, the Scrum Beer, it's also a bilingual event. We are open, we are inclusive, and because it's going to be a sharing circle, very important, you are sharing, you are expressing yourself and the language you are comfortable with. So if it's English, it's English. If it's French, it's French, OK? Alors, tout le monde est bienvenu. C'est en français, c'est en anglais. On se mélange, c'est l'esprit de Montréal. Hein? On a l'esprit de l'agilité, mais on a aussi l'esprit de Montréal. Et puis Montréal, pour moi, c'est plus important que le Québec, c'est plus important que le Canada. Et à Montréal, on est bilingophone. À Montréal, on aime parler au moins dans les deux langues officielles de la Fédération canadienne, qui sont l'anglais et le français. Et puis, je vous dirais que quand même dans ma communauté, beaucoup de gens de pays latino-américains, vous êtes bienvenus également de parler en espagnol. Cependant, dans le partage public, au moins en français ou en anglais, it's going to be the way it is. So that's what we call a bilingual event. Like at a fuck up night also a couple of weeks ago, I think two people shared their story in English and one in French. So that's the thing. So now we don't have guest speaker because you are Scrum Beer member, Agile Loungers, you are the guests. And you are the one who could come into this fishbowl circle that we're going to arrange for you and the private section for the member. And you could come and share a sprint fail. Why is Scrum didn't work for you or your team? And most importantly, it's a lessons learned. So what could you share to others and that user group? Because I remind you, it's a user group. So it's really important to do this that way. So enough for the stunt or the publicity. We're gonna go to the subject of today, a very light Friday Live Agile for the 116 week episode. Customer feedback. It is, yes, it is the most important metric in all thing Agile. I said all thing Agile because again, the low potential people of social network, of LinkedIn, especially LinkedIn. And by the way, just before we go into the why I am stating objectively, agnostically, that customer feedback, customer satisfaction, customer success is the most important metric. And this is beyond Agile, by the way. So, okay, I see that on Rumble, the live is not working, apparently, for some obscure reason. So I'm gonna have to learn more about how it is working because I did exactly what both. Oh, by the way, Melon app now changed their name for what again? You are what, Melon app? And are you working right now? Because I don't see, like usual, they changed a little bit the front end of my application and they call themselves now Talk Studio, Streamlab Talk Studio. Yeah, okay. So let's do a little round, my friend, if you may, because now with this new name, it's almost the same ergonomy, it's almost the same UI, user interface, although, and my allergy will kick it. Jesus Christ, no, please. Don't want to sneeze then. Okay? And what I see now, because usually I get on my dashboard the number of people, and now I don't see anything. Uh-huh. All right, so, and yes, smash the like button to help me be the stupid algorithm, especially on YouTube. It's okay. So there, Rumble doesn't work with this thing. Let's see on LinkedIn. So I apologize in advance for any feedback. What do we have? Oh, it seems to work. We have sounds. Yes, we do. And there are nobody. Okay. It is okay though. And so if it's work on LinkedIn, I should not be worried about over here on YouTube. Yeah, it is. Okay. So that's kind of curious. I don't know why. Let me see it again here. Okay, so that's okay. So, anyways, because there's a lot of new things this week on this Friday, May 19, again with your ouch. Really had too much sugar. I don't know. So yes. Of course, for those who don't know me, because I know that's about like 50% of you guys out there who are a newcomer of this show. So my name is Alexandre Frédéric Joly, and I'll tell you that at 12:12. Isn't it amazing? I'm your coach AF for this particularly moment in time and the week. And yes, if you're new to the channel, especially Rumble and YouTube, almost 800 on YouTube. And please, again, it's crucial that you come and join us into open platform, organic platform, objective platform like Rumble. This is my customer feedback to you. So subscribe and hit the notification. And we are basically, and I am basically live, even before my fight for this great co-creation of the new Renaissance 2.0 of the decentralized finance, but with the blockchain standard revolution in technology. We should also think of this what should I call it? Yes, the blockchain should be also a baseline for any digital identity, any digital storage of our data, because we have to follow the same principle. I want to own my data because it's me, it's my digital twin, and I would like to I'd like to have it portable, and I would like to make sure that it's not stored into a place that any thief could get it. So we call it decentralized um, parkway and infrastructure. Anyways, this is not a subject today, even if I'm really eager to meet some great co-creator and friend at this Miami Bitcoin Festival. So let's go with a first letter that I received from it's probably one of my clients at the online business system when I was still the agile competency leadership organizing coaching circle like we did back in the day during the pandemic here. And really, I would like to read you a comment that will be in French. I might kind of explain a little bit in English. So Carla told us, félicitations avec le premier coaching circle. J'aime beaucoup l'idée. C'est tellement inclusif comparé au SIG Agile. SIG stands for, what is it again? Subject. I never remember. It's interest group. I know it's interest group, but the S, I don't remember. So tell me in the comment below. J'ai bien hâte pour les sessions prochaines. Merci encore, Alex. Donc, oui. So I did facilitate a coaching circle into a community of practice of Agile and Lean, and she said that she preferred it to a SIG with a subject interest group or special interest group, something like this. Tell me in the comment again. I'm not that good with SIG cycle. I think we should be clear, and the word and semantic is important. So like express yourself clearly. So that was 1 year, and for of course for my audio podcaster who are jogging with me, you won't please apologize for my wording of saying like let's go see or da 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 because I know you can't. But if you want to trade your great audio working out session of listening to the Dairy and Agile podcast, because this show might be end up like most of the time that beside our monthly show, some of the Greatness Weekly, especially if I get great audio, I'm gonna push it also to Spotify and Apple Podcasts for my runner to get more to it. And actually, if you want to have more yourself to it, still for free, I'm doing it voluntarily with passion of business agility, of conscious leadership, of product management, and continuous learning, continuous improvement. And today it's all about it because when we describe, so let me give you it straight like when we describe customer feedback, it's an important key element if you want to be agile and do agile within your organization and enterprise and with your team. It's really important that everything that we do in the enterprise, especially in the Western countries and most of the market and industry, we have a business, and now I'm going to quote again Peter Drucker, like Niels will say, what do Peter Drucker do? What did Drucker do or think? So back in the day, he was building up like a management school, and he was probably one of the most forefront advanced Peter Drucker on business school, because back in the 50s and the 60s, he had actually implement ways that are a lot more beyond some kind of conventional agility that we see in our big organization here in Canada, Quebec, and United States. Let me tell you that. So sometimes time doesn't exist as the fourth dimension. So when you have a guy like the mind of Peter Drucker or the mind of Steve Denning nowadays, that talked about things back in 1952, back in 1961, that were more progressive, more enlightening than all of these new innovation, apparently, of this agile movement that is fading out of touch because you are becoming more transcriptive. Yeah, transcriptive, because you apply by the book what it is described instead of taking it with an interaction with people. So that being said, one of the famous quotes of Peter Drucker that us, the business agilist and the enterprise scrummy, we are praising is, if you don't have customer, you don't have a business. And it's true. And I met with someone, a creator, an innovator of technology, and he told me with his passion, and I really appreciate it. I was welcoming it, even if I don't agree necessarily with the entire statement. But he says, like, all the organization now are a software shop because of technology, because of AI, because of automation, because of the cloud and everything. So he says, like, whatever is your base ground as an organization, we all becoming a tech company. At some instance, objectively, even if I kind of disagree up front, it's kind of right. It's kind of right. All our services, our solution, we need all of those technological tools. But then again, what do we teach? What do we teach in the true sense of this agile mindset with the guiding principle? The first thing is people first, because in every organization nowadays, you have those three pillars. Okay, you have your people pillar, which is your employee, your supplier, your consultant, the stakeholder, the shareholder, everyone that have interest into your product, your service, your solution, and everything that your business do. And the people pillar too. You have your end user, you have your client, whatever it's B2B or B2C, again, Mr. Kramer reminded us it's H2H now. It's human to human interaction. So it's all about the people. If you don't have when we talked about the market since the 1950s, the market, the first thing in the market, is there enough population that we could convert into customer? Because I'm telling you, Agile Lounge will not celebrate its 7-8 years if I didn't have any customer. The Scrum Beer will not be number 22 if I didn't have any people interested enough to come. Now, after that, what is our market share? Oh, it's another question. What is our return on investment? That's another question. I understand that. So that's why we said, like, the Agile mindset, the Agile leadership, true Agile marketing. It's all about not necessarily this, fast time to market. Yes, it will come. The way of delivering things practically, that's will come. But first and foremost, it's people first. Your employees that we're going to do the work, those who are going to serve your client, those who are going to produce that beautiful software that will solve every problem, apparently. You see? So if you don't take care of the customer feedback or the end user feedback internally in any context, because of course now it's a podcast, I'm generalizing. Okay, we could go in depth. If you take one of my training, actually, one of my workshops at the Agile Lounge for Business Agility, we are going through a tailored specific thing of your things for your organization, your market, your industry. So we take those bases that I explained right now, and we go deep with clear example of you. It's all about you because you are my customer. And this is what I like to show you today. So the base is that. And again, like in the manifesto for Agile Software Development, we are not saying that the pillar of process and tools that include process and tools that could include framework or approach to deliver project and stuff and everything, and all the procedure, the rules and everything, it's not important. We don't say that technology and your infrastructure and your enterprise architecture is not important. But you have to remember that if you don't prize the people first, and you see, like the movement of people first beyond business and out of Agile, they always confront it in the business model of leadership. They will say it's people over profit. In my case, I'm more objective than that. I just said, like, I take the 3 pillars of any organization that stands for the foundation, like you understand, you stand under. So the people, it's first in Agile. That's what we value. We value your customer feedback. We value your employee feedback. We value any human being that contribute to the success of your enterprise. And the success of your enterprise, what we say here in business agility, with the guiding principle that should become patterns for you, patterns over framework of the way of doing things and improving according to new data, new information that you receive. It seems simple to say, but I'm telling you, I'm doing it every week with my client. Those clients who want to be lions and winners, not sheep that follow convention. Because that's your primary metric. If you want to build KPIs for your business, it's what does your customer say? And this should be the trigger for you to change direction. And Agile is exactly that. How fast could you change direction according to criticism? And to play around this. This is the rule of the game, my friend. In the 21st century. This is the real revolution, the business agility revolution. The renaissance of how people interact between each other. If you don't understand that, you won't be able to do Agile thing. You might say, we are Agile because we apply those guiding principles. You apply it how? How do you apply the guiding principle? What type of patterns are out of it? Do you have open space and safe space enough to let people explore and continuously uncover new things and teach it to others? That's the key element. So for me, now after about, as I said, like on April 13, Agile Lounge brand celebrated 7 years. Of course, my companies and my enterprise celebrate 20 more something years. So I would like to show you something. Sorry for the podcaster. Just have to come to Rumble and YouTube to see it if you wish, if you're curious. But just like really quick, because I don't want to spend, as you know, yeah, again, of course, like now I cannot say Meta app anymore. It's Talk Studio from Streamlab because they changed a lot of things. I got again, and I was prepared this week. I learned I was prepared, but for some obscure reason, me go. Where it is? Okay, that's funny. No, okay. Sorry about that again. That's what I don't like. As much as I'm good with Miro and Zoom to do things live with my classes, the non-intuitive way of doing the interaction with Melon app, it's kind of pissing me off that way. If you see what I mean like I'm a super user usually, and truly, guys, at whatever you call yourself on their Streamlabs, it's because I'm doing it for free and that I don't want to pay too much because maybe there are streamer out there that might be too much, but I'm open thinking now. Open thinking. So let's try it again. It's incredible. So we say screen, yes, and then again, 4-click. Any UX guys out there, 4 clicks just to share my screen, even if all my tabs are open and prepared and ready. So I should talk to other, what should I call it? And then again, of course, I hate that. I don't like this experience, Streamlabs. I don't like your experience. Whatever I did the setup, whatever I did prepare, it's never working. You see, now I get to do this and bother my listener. It's incredible. And by the way, I receive a lot of comment and open criticisms, but not too much about it technically, and people laughed when I do this kind of UX live things. So anyways, what I'm showing you right now for these people who are watching, it's the net promoter score from my server monkey that I have since the beginning. And as you could see, after 7 years and more than 100 people that comment on it, we are at 68 NPS, which is, I think, great, apparently, because they don't show the average here. Yes, SurveyMonkey Global Net Benchmark. It's 47. So I'm 20 point more chance that people will recommend our service. And this is exactly the thing. This is exactly, this is exactly what it's happening. When I told people your LinkedIn funnel linked, and all those people who sell for $300 an hour, by the way, or some very ridiculous price package on LinkedIn to bring you client, to bring you like a feed of customer, I told them like I don't need this because my NPS is very high, and the fact that, and this is expressed, is not just because I want to be polite, it's anonymous, so they could hide themselves, and because I want real true comment, And the amazing thing here is these NPS give you an indicator of if people will really talk to you about it. And for me, 80% of my funnel of my new client or prospection that will become client, it's because of this word of mouth, because of the famous question they always ask, how likely it is that you will recommend Agile Lounge to a friend or a colleague. So we talked about 68 NPS, and the average of my industry is 47. So I'm kind of kick-ass, and my team also that support me, it's kick-ass, and my other consultant under my brand, Jonathan, cheer you up, Michael, and Susie. So you are great. And when you have 52% of all of those people throughout the years that are very satisfied. By the way, those surveys sent to even like the client that I have with partnerships such as with Cofomo or Systematics most of the time. And these are like shared by, and I know I did some training for Agile DSS. It's there. All the workshop that we do at the Crew Collective and the Bryant Park, it's there. So it's all about what Agile Lounge is doing. The individual direct coaching are not there. Although every group training, in-house or public, and everything is there. Scrum Beer, it's not there. I'll show you something else from the Meetup organization. So that's I kind of pleased. I'm kind of pleased to see it. At the beginning, it was more in the trees here. So what is it again? Server monkey. Yeah, your feedback is important. You see, exactly. So if you are a real doing agile enterprise, you will do a lot of survey, a lot of pooling for your customer, and you'll talk to them. You want to hear from them, and and then what it's interesting me the most, it's all of those who are giving the comment, and I'm gonna read some of you. And as I said, this is a bilingual font show today. So if the person express herself or himself in French, I will do it in French. So so you could receive simple thing as it like very nice guy, this Alexandre. Thank you and see you soon. The meeting attend my expectation. Okay, excellent coach, very knowledgeable, and he's show practicing. Thank you. The workshop is very interesting. He also make it fun. Yes, because AF, it's agile with fun. Overall, a great experience. Oh, and now we have something more developed. And I love these. And by the way, I don't name anyone because it's anonymous. Because if you want to have feedback, true feedback, authentic feedback, it's always better that people could do it anonymously. That's the trick. If you want to go deeper, if you develop something like a project and those users, of course, now you do a roundtable. So at some point, but the very first stage of getting your customer feedback to measure your customer success is at least let them express themselves into a safe space. And one of the safe space aspect, especially in a survey, it's to provide them I don't know, yeah, to assure them that it's going to be anonymous. So you get what I'm going to read you now, something substantial to help you tailor or tune and everything. So honestly, I feel very lucky to have Alex as our coach. I think he motivates the team beyond what I expected. A coach to be able to do. I expected a coach to be able to do. You see, when I'm telling you that, it's not just me, it's also my customer feedback. He makes us realize things about ourselves we wouldn't have otherwise realized. He does a very good job of learning by doing. Yes, this is exactly the core of what we attend to do. It's our core value at the Agile Lounge. It's being practical and teach you with doing things, not Lego play, not like furtive, imaginative games. No, it's your stuff. And you learn by doing the thing, open patterns, getting principle to open patterns. So I'm glad that some customer like they receive it like this. He is dedicated, and you really feel like he wants us to succeed in this process. He is firm yet open. I love his honesty and adaptability. Sometimes I wish some notion will be more covered into depth. I think we went quickly over sizing and ranking, for example, but that's probably more. It's probably more our fault than this. Lovely. So you see, and I'm gonna read you even the ugly comment that I received, and you'll be the judge. Because here's the thing, and then you take it, even if it's not like, if it's a, let's call it like it is. If it's a negative criticism, whatever the way it's really, and you see it here, I have like two takeaways for me to improve. Okay. So I'm glad that they received that I'm teaching you by doing. So in their case, they receive it as learning by doing. So that was a good aspect. So I should continue it because I know more and more people will appreciate it. But it is firm yet open. So that's probably he or she, because I don't know, felt that yes, I'm firm, but she objectively say I'm open. But I could like when I told you that I like to tune my behavior, the firmness that I have, it could be good at certain contexts. And this I don't remember from which February 2020. I don't know, but anyways, I don't want to go there. But anyways, so probably when we do a survey, we know at least which was the client. Here, I don't want to name it because it's public, and I'm just doing it for the purpose of showing you, learning by doing the real stuff. But I try to keep the anonymity. But anyways, so with the context, we're gonna reflect on it. Was I the coach? Yes, probably because she named Alex, and she or he went to say, "I love his honesty and adaptability." And sometimes we have some notion that will be covered and be so people always expect more in depth. But again, what was my timing? What was my time box to do this? Everything. But you always have to take like, when people are really professional and polite, they won't tell you that, oh, he's firm and he was like too directive and no, it was like he's firm and yet open. But for me, I said like I could introspect myself and I said like, yes, that's right. Should be careful sometimes not to be that too much firm with everyone. I have to adapt more to people. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? I feel we could have more than 3 hours for this workshop. I understand that was an introduction. Hope to have you again to learn more and continue. Okay, so as I told you, a lot of people say, and if it's a 3 hours workshop, probably that was something like, I don't know. But anyways, so we do it. And from these workshop, when we receive comment like this, we try to reach out again and say like, okay, so what would you like to have to go more deeper into understanding business agility, Scrum, DevOps, or what have you that we serve with you? Because the teaching, it's always like a trickier thing. Some people could say it's too long, and a day or 3 days. So we do those workshops to start up, and then we're gone. But great comment, and this is why that we're gonna have a new way of in-person training that will last for 1 day with the new reopening in person, especially if we could do it into your organization during daytime. But we also construct training that look alike if you go to university. I mean, not academic type of thing, but I mean like in terms of the hours, like 6 to 9 after work. So that's why it's the concept of the 3 hours, like you go to university, but for us it's a workshop. Now we have one in French. La rencontre était très intéressante et dynamique. La philosophie agile est en même temps simple à adopter et complexe car c'est une philosophie qui est infinie. Donc, il faut continuellement se réinventer. Ce qui est très stimulant, à mon avis, pour ce qui est de la documentation, le plan de cours, etc., il y a quelques coquilles ou fautes d'orthographe à revoir. Oui, so that I know, especially probably in French, more than in English. The spelling, the things like into our support material. And I'm asking my translator to help me correct it, especially for the French customer. So I'm sorry about it. Bon workshop, car il a réuni des gens qui aiment l'agilité et c'est ce que je cherchais. Je reste sur ma faim sur les takeaways. J'aurais aimé plus de structure pour ne pas me perdre dans les idées. Les questions et réponses ont été soulevées. Bon. Here we talked about more structure. So sometimes in some contexts, now this is, that's old, 2018. I don't know. Anyways, so again, we lack some context of it, but I really appreciate this comment. I hear it often. People come to me and say like, could this have been more structure? But the thing is, when you are truly agile and open, you tend to go with the flow of your group. And sometimes you cannot please everyone. But that's right. Sometimes in some workshop that we approach, if I have to tune myself into measuring how much I give openness, for the Q&A, for instance, or the interaction, until be a little bit more directive and to get through this 3 hours or this 8 hours training or what have you. Okay? Because if like he says, like, or she says, it was a great workshop because he assembled people that love agility, what was he was searching for, but he was not, the takeaway for that person was not enough because he will have loved more structure not to lose himself or herself into so many ideas and stuff like this. So probably it was a context where sometimes I just like I do a workshop on a specific theme or question, and that it goes into whatever people bring me to, and probably that person was it was too much, and so I apologize for that. But great comment, and we should see like, and that's why I always ask my other coach and scrum master and myself to make sure that the beginning of any intervention, mentoring, facilitation, workshop, that we always agree with the group there. How do they want to work it out? Okay, and even before, do they want something more visual on the presentation, or do they want to have like more using the room? If it's virtual, do they prefer to have always a kind of a mirror or whiteboard live on the screen, or we go on? So you always have you have the preparedness of a workshop that will try to solve these type of we need a better structure, and also like at the beginning with the crowd there, to the thing, as I said, like being really open as a coach and trainer, or more narrow into let's get to the point of the subject. But this have to be an agreement on invitation between your trainees and the trainer. Okay. Well, now we go to some other like quick comment. Very well presented. I really like the manner how he explained. Thank you. And now he's seen his name. I won't say it here. And then what do we have? 2 hours workshop was a bit short for our needs. Okay, so maybe is it a company context? Is it so people want more? That's the thing. When they discover the greatness of business agility of Agile, they want more. Thank you so much again. Very enlightened for our team of recruiters. So that was probably a talent agent, talent agile workshop. Our signature pattern. We are the only one doing this. Now one in French. And again, you're going to see the spelling in French always come off, and I'm sorry about that. And I'm a French native. Oh, shame on me. Courriel de présentation au workshop pourrait être plus concis et structuré. Okay, so this is about like, because, you know, when you do a Scrum and Agile workshop, you have to be prepared. And I learned it when I did my own process of certification with Scrum Alliance. You don't come into a workshop in person or virtual without having read or watch a couple of videos or prepare a set of questions, because if we want to maximize our time together in a workshop, there's a prep thing. So that person is saying in French that this email we send could be more concise and structured. So about the structure, I will say this is very subjective because I goes on with my translator to make sure that we put all the information needed. And this is dated like 2018, so I know we improve about this. The email is a lot more shortener now. It's more point form, so it's more structured. And about the concise thing, well, we try not to give you a too big a thing to prepare as homework, but that's part of the Agile way of learning and uncovering new things. So what I like here, I said like, yeah, customer feedback are important, but in the learning process, what this could be part of an assessment on the long run if we do more than training with them, to see that if people express themselves that about the structure of the email, I agree, but about like being concise, it depends. It's really subjective, because we have to do it in a certain way for us also to assess your capability, okay, of being prepared, of engaging, of accepting the invitation. So, and she goes, or E goes to say, idem pour le matériel de support. So everything that we provide, le matériel de support, plus l'animation de l'atelier. OK. C'est un peu bizarre comment cette personne écrit son truc, là. Donc, basically, le courriel de préparation au workshop devrait être plus concis et structuré. Sur la structure, on a déjà fait les modifications, puis on apprend encore de vous rendre quelque chose de plus structuré. Au niveau du concis, il faudrait développer un peu plus. Ensuite, la personne parle du matériel de support. Ça serait un peu la même chose, plus concis, plus structuré. Bon, d'accord. Pourtant, nous, on est très visuel, on est très agile dans ce sens-là. Mais bon, je prends la critique, on va regarder. Mais ce n'est pas arrivé souvent, ça c'est 10% peut-être. L'animation de l'atelier était très dynamique, beaucoup de flexibilité d'adaptation à l'auditoire que le coach avait. Bon, voilà. La formation n'était pas assez ciblée. OK. Je n'ai pas de contexte à vous donner, mais moi, je vous lis The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Les besoins et niveaux en agilité de chacun étaient très variés. Les sujets et exercices pratiques n'étaient pas nécessairement ce à quoi je m'attendais. Moins basique, c'est peu difficile à lire celui-là, mais je vous le lis quand même. Peut-être offrir différentes formations, bases, intermédiaires, avancées. Ça, c'est un peu bizarre. Je pense que j'ai voulu répondre à ça parce que là, on est en juin 2018. Je n'ai pas trop le contexte, mais et c'est une des critiques qu'on a quand même voulu comprendre plus. Parce que, you know, like different needs for different level of agility of every stakeholders in that meeting. So now I cannot recall exactly in 2018 what I was doing there. It was in French, probably, I'm guessing. The subject in exercise, the practical exercise, wasn't necessarily what she was or he expected. He says, like, I don't know, like by below basic. Anyway, so that was, I'm just reading you like right now. I'm authentic, I'm off the spot live, and I missed some context. But it's just to show you that you could receive things, and then for this, I kind of remember that we probably tried to reach out to that person to have a more substantial like comment for us to improve on these aspects, because there's a lot of things here. We talk about the prep email and the structure. We talked about the support material that we give them while in a workshop and after. And so the only real positive, these are constructive criticism that I would like to go further to make sure that we could improve ourselves. And according to the positive aspect that that person spell is the workshop itself. So the animation was very dynamic, flexible, and we were adapting to the audience. But then it goes to say like the training was not enough. How do I translate that? It was not enough like focus on whatever, because the level of knowledge and needs were very disparse between the stakeholders. So I don't know what was that, but anyway, so for that probably we need more context to understand how we could improve the way we do this. And when she or he explained about like maybe offering different formation based, intermediary, and advanced, this is exactly what we do here. So I don't know if it was an advanced person on knowledge that was cut into our introductory workshop. Maybe that was the case. But in the meantime, she was saying that I was, or my coach, because there's no name here. Okay, anyway, so but you see, so you receiving feedback, you receive it, and then you start your list of improvement, take to action. And now that's funny because the person after, on the same date, présenter à l'avance une structure des notions qui seront couvertes. That's make me smile because presenting in advance the structure of notion that will be covered, that's part of the too big email for the prior person. So probably that person either they didn't receive the email or then I don't know, but that's just funny. That's just funny. Sometimes you get those funny things. Like mentioned earlier, that's another. Sorry, the allergy is very hard today. So like mentioned earlier, just need to review the format of the presentation. 4 to 5 hours instead of 3 hours. Okay, so as I told you, people would like to spend more time with us. That's funny. Because most of the time, some of the workshop are invited by their bosses or some leaders in the enterprise, and of course they want to pay a package at a certain price, and they want to have a time box that won't disturb the production or the operation of the organization. But of course, the people who receive the training, because I'm so dynamic and adaptive, so they want more. And you could see like every time, almost every time I do a workshop, there's always 2 to 3 people that come to see me, and we continue the discussion for an hour. So you see, so I agree with that. If you ask me, we should also one of my project here at the Agile Lounge for any type of training, including and actually I get to insert to a RFP this weekend while in Miami for next week. And this is what I'm going to say. So, like the first 2 weeks, could I assess the end user that will receive those workshop? First, what will be the theme of each workshop according to the desired state you want to go, and how long should it be? Yes, between your operation that we should not disturb, but also with the type of in-depth knowledge that you need. So this is things that we are working on to make sure that is it 3 hours sufficient? Is it one day? And then if we go hybrid or fully virtual, I know that that's one thing like what's coming out like in the last 2 years. If we have a 1 day in-person training, we split it into a three shorter space, but so you come back. So you see what I mean? So these are a lot of adaptation that we are very happy to do, but we need those customer feedback to be aware sometimes or to confirm our assumption that maybe people need it. And when we read these, that people need a longer workshop, that's mean that yes, we have more to give and they have more to receive. Another comment here, great coach, know well how to introduce agile frameworks, I speak like they speak, to his student, and he makes it easy to learn. Thank you very much. That was the early age. Very knowledgeable, very experienced. I will suggest to receive the handbook before the session. So, so yeah, we give like if you print it's probably a 2-page email of preparation, and the handbook it's after. But yeah, maybe I don't know if I tried this actually to provide the handbook before. Maybe at some circumstance. If people have a hard time reading a 2-page email, will they read a handbook that is between 11 and 20 pages, depending of the subject? Some handbooks are also only 3 pages. Again, it depends on the subject. So maybe sometimes we do it. Of course, when I do a specific workshop, for instance, on sizing and estimation, sorry about for those who see me live here on YouTube and Rumble. Yes, I'm scratching my eyes because I'm telling you my allergy is kicking out a lot this Friday. I hope the breeze of the Miami Beach will help me get rid of it a little bit. So I was saying what? So for some specific workshop, of course, the handbook are more like a visual or some material for you to remember. And for instance, like sizing or user story writing. So we're going to have like blank stuff that the card, like when we train on Kanban, the same thing, like the technical card, the user story. So everything is like it could be provided in advance. Because we maybe want them to prepare one of their thing in advance, the part of the homework of the preparedness. So anyways, so it's always like this. So you see, I was giving you an example of some of my feedback that I receive, and I got some others here, if you don't mind, for the last 10 minutes. And then I'm going to close the show with just a recap on if you aim at customer success and customer satisfaction, how do you get there? How do you measure that? So I'll give you an example of a Server Monkey type of NPS, but it could be also a retrospective after training or after a mission as a consultant, because there's other ways, of course, to do this, you know? And that was one that I'd like to read you because it was kind of amazing at some point. No, Stephanie is about the Bitcoin. I did open it. Now this is a podcast listener comment that I received. That was for the show, the 7 things your agile backlog is not agile, and it's in French, and probably the show was in English, but for some reason I received this email in French. Okay, I loved it. I said in French, but you'll see. Une de mes sessions préférées. J'ai eu l'impression, devrais-je dire, l'intuition que tu channelais un message. Bref, beaucoup de réflexions dans lesquelles je suis également. L'univers nous envoie des messages en lettres rouges vifs en ce moment. Je ne compte même plus les synchronicités. J'aurais tellement de choses à discuter qu'il faudrait se faire un call. D'ailleurs, ça me fait penser à un sujet pour un live dans lequel j'aimerais intervenir. Vous voyez, si tu es toujours en phase, la vision perso, le why, j'ai beaucoup coaché dessus ces derniers temps, que ce soit dans le cadre de l'agilité ou non d'ailleurs. Les gens en ont besoin. S'élever à plus de conscience aussi. Et j'ai adoré l'évolution. Ah, OK, c'était... It was my funny thing with Terence McKenna into agility. Evolution. No, because I received this email from the episode 7 Things Your Backlog. Now she seemed to talk about my psychedelic agile was I was talking, and then she also talked on that she really adored the evolution versus transformation podcast. Anyways, let's take it as a general comment from the 3 episodes. And tu l'auras compris, ce live a résonné fort pour moi. Je te souhaite un bon... Ok, là, c'est un peu privé. Les emails, c'est pas comme... c'est pour ça que je nomme pas son nom, mais bon. Have a great weekend, coach. Yeah, have a great weekend, coach. So you see? And one other thing that I'm kind of really... I don't know if I could go there. Can I go there? Let's try this. I'm going to prepare the screen before. No, it's not. We cannot. Interesting. This is the average rating of your group event. You can view individual rating and details on past event page. Okay, so it's by... So I cannot see a general meetup with the comment they put and everything, like I did with Server Monkey. But I'm amazed after about almost 4 years. We started in November 2018, the Scrum Beer user group, Agile Networking and Learning now. That I hope you're going to make it next Thursday for this first open retrospective, lessons learned on Scrum Fucked Up. So we have 4.5 stars for about 50 people who responded, but on an average of 50 people showing up, or maybe I should say 45 now because during the pandemic it was lower, plus 22. So we almost 1,000 people were coming into our event, 50 response. So that's give you like the intake, but still. I'm kind of glad that I have 4 stars and a half or a quarter, 4.25 maybe out of 5. And yeah, that comment was like kind of also really great. So now let me go through really quick if I missed something. So I showed you my NPS and how we could use this as a base ground to start our value list of improvement factor and training, coaching, consulting, and mentoring. And that's why I also read you about the coaching circle comment that we receive and everything. And I thought I had like some more negative comment to show you, but maybe that will be, tell me in the comment below if you'd like us to do something more maybe in depth than this hour presentation of the Friday Live Agile, where we could also go through, what should I call it, like a more common and how, as a consultant, or an agile coach, you should not react in a bad way, but react in a good way of improving and how to respond to those negative comments. So because today was more generic about customer feedback for customer success. And here's the thing, guys. So how do I get there to satisfy? Okay. So basically, and I'm going to roll it up for those who are viewing the show. So sorry for the podcaster. So the really first thing that how we get there as an organization like the Agile Lounge for Business Agility and professional services of consulting, coaching, facilitating, mentoring, and practicing with them, that's part of the consulting, you might say, is because, number one, business agility is about people first. I think I described it earlier in the show. It's really something that, yes, we're going to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Agile and foremost business agility, it's about people first. It doesn't mean that we're going to consult the VPs and the stakeholders, that technology, tools, process, finance, and all the rest is not important. But this is your people that make all the other thing. So if your people are not invited, if your people are not engaged, if you don't take the feedback of the people who work for you, who who purchase your product, you won't have a business. So this is why I said, like, we achieve at the Agile Lounge, and people are returning to us, are coming back to us, are talking about us with a 68 NPS. Hey, come on. And it's true, because my funnel is full of people who heard about me from another VP, from another client, that they want to work with us because they said, like, yeah, this guy's exactly what Agile Lounge will do for you, because we put those people first, those interaction first, and we give space for them to express. And then number 2, it's agility or not, because here's the thing, I'm in pivot myself. Agility or not, customer feedback is the most important KPI, key productive index, key quality index, call it whatever you want. And even one thing that I'm trying with one of my clients right now, building their value stream and their customer mapping with OKRs, and OKR stands for objective key results. So what is the exact objective and the key result you'd like to end? And from the key result, that should become a question for the feedback loop. Oh, hello there. Yes, uncovering new ways continuously, and try those. So, and this is agility or not. Like, you pissing me off with the word of agile, because it's common sense. If you want your business to win, you get to be innovator like this, and you need your customer feedback. And so this is why I think, when I launched this professional services with Agile Lounge, I said to myself, I got about for 5 years, and then 7 years I'm still there. For how long, I don't know, but still. Number 3, how we get there with the importance of that customer feedback, how we get to customer success. It's also your employees' satisfaction is also a most. The H2H, human to human interaction, collaboration, communication, co-creativity. Your employee, they work with you, not for you, business owner. Remember that too. How do you invite them? And how do they respond to this invitation? And then to what? Is it a sign up? Or is it a more freely thing that they will go with a flow of participating and the creation of those process, technology, and everything to put people first? So that is a key element. And finally, number 4, business agility. It's for all departments of your enterprise. Yes, it is. We saw it last week with the 5 myths that I took about my zillion myth and misconception of what is business agility. But then again, in terms of the matrix creation of quality into a lean thinking approach of total quality, from the customer feedback, from the customer success and happiness and satisfaction, it's for all departments of your enterprise. Everyone in the enterprise should be united into this shared vision of using this agility guiding principle into open, continuously evolve patterns that you're going to change every time you receive a feedback loop for both your employees and especially your customer. And finally, again, because I still don't know how I'm going to approach this, and the buzz now is probably starting to fading off, I don't know. But yes, fuck your ChatGPT and ESG, because all of these things, automation is great for some things, for the job. So I'd like to, please, in the comment below or write to me, tell me what is it that you want to, how could we approach this conversation I want to have? Yes, based on this buzz of chat GPT, but moreover, the learning machine, the machine learning throughout maybe systemic, intelligent artificial, or I don't want to go into versus organic. How could we have a conversation? And I'm inviting you if you'd like, if you have something to say about it. And I think next week when I'm coming back in Montreal, I'm going to go through, of course, the Scrum Beer. Yes. Scrum Beer is there. It's now technically sold out, but please go to Eventbrite. Link are in the description of YouTube and the Rumble video that didn't go live as promised. Sorry about that. So next week, when I'm coming back from my Bitcoin stuff, my Bitcoin craziness, we might have special guests, a couple of people who will talk in French about the neurodivergent or the neuro. They tell me because I don't know shit about it, and I would like to invite them to talk about it. So it's going to be a fake live next week, like it should have been, because now I'm going to running late to the Orval report. I have to go, guys. So I hope you liked it. If you liked it, please, if you didn't do it yet, smash the like button to show me your appreciation. You also have a link to send me a coffee because I love coffee. So you can buy me a coffee, send me some Satoshi if you're part of that movement. And if you like to have a customer success, to have a team member success, and to please your employee and elevate them into being engaged, become our client, go to agile-lounge.com and contact us. We offer you up to 90 minutes pre-assessment and discovery call for free. And I hope I'm going to be there to help you awake and agilize your organization. And on that, remember who you really are. You are powerful, you are wonderful, and you are free to be whoever you want it to be and to do whatever you want it to do in respect of one another. On that, have an amazing weekend, long weekend.